We came over and did the ride, and we fell in love with it, and it's sort of this addictive thing.
This year I am doing the 25 miles, and it's been a very fun time here.
That's all I hear about. When I came back to BORP, everybody was talking about the Revolution.
The thing about Revolution is it not only supports cycling, but it supports all the BORP activities.
No, this is my first time participating in this ride. I've always had a conflict, and I have a conflict tonight, but I made this the priority.
Martha Combs, I co-founded this ride with Christy Grouting in 2003 and have been on the board of directors since 1998. We looked around and saw that there was roughly a 73% unemployment rate among disabled Americans. 20% of disabled Americans fail to graduate from high school. Only about 25% graduate from college. And we looked around at our demographic and found that the kids that come through our program, for the last 17 years, 100% of them have graduated from high school. Over 80% are going to college and graduating, and over 80% are employed. So we're sort of turning those numbers upside down.
My name's Kelly McDonald, and I've been doing, this is my 6th year to do this ride. A couple years before I became involved with this ride, my dad was diagnosed with a neurodegenerative disease, and he was also a passionate cyclist, and so as his disease progressed, we had to continually try to find adaptive bikes that worked for him.
My name's Tina Ibarra, and I'm on the board of directors for BORP. And I was a participant at the age of 13 for BORP. I was adopted by an American family that was trying to get me involved in everything possible because they wanted me to have a very rounded childhood. A lot of the BORP children grow up to be extremely busy, energetic, involved adults, you know, and more so I'd say than able-bodied folks.
My name is David Omoto. I'm a volunteer with the Adaptive Cycling Program for BORP. You know, I really look forward to going down to the bike house. In fact, my wife, every time I'd come back from my rides or work at the bike house, and she said, oh, what was it like? And I'd tell her these great stories about the people I've met, and it's, like I said, it's very inspirational.
I'm Steve Holland. I live in Kensington. I'm an insurance agent in Berkeley. It certainly gives you the interest in realizing that you can achieve more than you ever thought. And you can achieve, regardless of the adversities that are in front of you, you can achieve.
I am James Bonnet. I am 14 years old. I go to Del Mar High School in San Jose, California. To a point, it just kind of feels like you're alone. If you don't really know anyone else that's disabled, it feels a little bit awkward.
That really inspired me to become involved in programs that are able to give people mobility and independence, and I saw what it did for him in his disease. He was able to ride his 3-wheeled trike even when he couldn't walk anymore, and it was just, it gave him so much, you know, just a value of life.
Because in some respects, I think if I had a similar kind of problem, I might crawl in a hole and you never hear from me again. And these kids are just, you know, a lot of energy and a lot of inspiration.
People think that having a disability is terrible and it's the end of the world for that person. They can't live a good life anymore, but it's not really like that. As for me, I don't have legs, but I still can get prosthetics, which is just about the same as walking. I can't participate in sports like football or soccer, but at this point I don't even know why I'd want to. Wheelchair basketball is already fun enough. Cycling
is something I really enjoy, and then these people are just, they're just so positive. They're so much fun to be with, and not only just the participants, but the people who work for BORP, the volunteers. It's an amazing group of people that they have out here.
In order to go to my BORP practices, I would have to take BART from San Francisco to Berkeley. And I mean, imagine 13 taking BART by yourself. I was like, oh my God. It was scary. It was a scary feeling. But, you know, my parents taught me independence because they knew that the sports and athletics was going to be all about being on my own and being able to carry myself.
You're in a better environment. You're not just inside a gym, but you're outside having fun together, looking at all the vines and grapes.
It's kind of the same philosophy that we can do more than just go out and race our bikes. We can actually ride for a good reason, you know.
We have kids who were treated, you know, in a quite protected way until they came to BORP, and we don't do that. They get to BORP and it's carry your weight or go home. And when you set expectations high for kids, they live up to them. When you set them low, they live down to them.
These are not ordinary disabled kids. These are athletic kids. You don't even see the wheelchair once you get to know them.
I think everyone should have some public service in their life. I think it's important in terms of becoming a complete person.
What I've learned about BORP is more than just cycling. BORP is more than just people with disabilities. It's this huge, it's almost like a family.